Malawian-born.
What is going on, people? What is happening? So what is good? Welcome to 5Roundz. My name is One Tally. We've got Freddie, we've got Ganizani, and we've got OV2 Nice. Welcome to 5Roundz. My name is... Who's got the feedback in the background, man? Come on now. So yeah, today we've got a man that doesn't need introduction, or a man that probably needs introduction to these kids. So for the sake of these kids, right, let me reintroduce this guy here. Household name in Malawi. This is Lomwe, aka DJ Lomwe. The finalist, the BBA finalist, Big Brother Amplified finalist. So that's Big Brother 6. He was, yeah. One of the pioneers of Malawian hip hop, Malaiwan urban music. What else can we say? I mean, he's an actor, musician, the only contestant to come back to BBA as a performer. You know what I mean? Like, this is just, it's just a lot of,
actually.
There's a lot of titles. Mr. Double Wowzer, you know, the Nyaw Killer. The Nyaw Killer. That. You know what I mean?
Like that.
What's happening, Lomwe, man? How's it going?
There's a lot of AKAs right there, man. I like that. No. All good. All good, man. All good. All of those names, you know, they actually align with a different time of the whole journey, I guess, you know. So all of those names come about at different points, you know, with this journey. So yeah, man. So it depends what type of, you know, situation you're talking about, the scenario, the type of question. But yeah, man, at the moment, you know, it's back to the original. It's Lomwe, right? You know, so yeah, that's all good. But you know, it's got those AKAs. Those came about with different reasons.
I hear you, man. I hear you. So the first question, Lo, is why did you pick the name Lomwe? You know, what is the reason behind that?
That's pretty straightforward. You know, like at the beginning, when we did the auditions for FM 101, right? You know, the guys that got chosen, we all had to, like, you know, come up with some kind of identity that you're gonna use on the radio, on the airwaves, something that's gonna be like, as a DJ, memorable, right? You know, so I wanted to have something that has an explanation to it. You know, if you ask me a question like this, so basically it's the identity. You know, it came from the people a long way. You know what I'm saying? So basically with the background, the grandparents. So I just played with that. It was just a play on words, you know. So I took that part and broke it down to, like, you know, what it would be if it was singular, you know, long way. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's in the dictionary, you know, dictionary, long way, single zero, you know, I just felt like, yeah, it sounds right.
All right,
you know
all right.
So yeah, so that's how it came about, you know.
Sweet.
And yeah, it stuck, man.
100%. 100%. I mean, that's a good name still. It also stands, I mean, like you said, it stands for a tribe, and then you took that and put it on your back as well, you know, like...
Exactly.
And then
refreshed it.
Exactly, man. Automatically carrying the flag, you know, without even carrying the flag itself.
Just to cut you there, as in, now that you've actually explaining, I didn't actually know you actually... Now if you think about it, oh, Lomwe, the tribe itself, because that's not like... It's just your name, like your birth name. You know what I mean?
Come on.
That's what I thought.
A lot of people. Yeah. I mean, like, obviously I don't even know my like, when people say my real name, like the passport name, I gotta look twice. I gotta look a couple of times to check who's calling me by that name. You know, so yeah, man. So it stuck with me so much that, you know, even my own family call me by that name. So yeah, I get surprised when people call me my real name. I have to check who it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Lomwe, this is, I know, like, I know Lomwe as Lomwe. I want to know your real name.
I swear I can't do it. I can't. I can't start using my real name right now.
I know,
it's way too late.
I'm a big fan of Lomwe. I can speak
How much am I
now.
getting? It's pay-per-view. It's pay-per-view nowadays. You know how the situation is, man.
Because Lomwe, I can
You
sing
know what
to
I'm saying?
every lyric in Nyawukila.
Come again?
That's how much I can sing every lyric in Nyawukila. I'm just trying to say how much of a fan I am, and yet I don't know your real name. I swear to God,
You know,
I swear.
every situation, like I said, you know, Nyao Killer. That's why like everything with Nyao Killer, you know, it goes with exactly what that situation was all
That
about. You know,
situation
that
was all
whole
about, yeah.
mixtape. It was like it was like a name for that mixtape, you know, and I basically used it afterwards because people related to that. They related to the situation and they remember it with that name. So, you know, I mean, I used it for that name. I like to take on like that role and take it off, you know, for another situation. So I just felt like
No, that was
later on,
classic.
you know, with Double Wowzer, I wasn't saying
Double.
Nyao Killer anymore. You know, it was all about Wowzer and all of that. So I like to do that sometimes, you know. Yeah, man.
Sound, man.
But if you want my real name, you're gonna have to do more research. You're gonna have to do the journalism part.
Listen, I figured it out. I remember. I just remember something.
Hold on a minute, Ovi. I know your real name, Lo. I know your real name. Don't worry. Don't forget. I know Naphtali. Yeah, don't forget that.
Man, that means you got the history. You got a lot of history right there.
Okay, so.
You know?
Next question, bro. So at 101, as you mentioned, when you got interviewed in 2005, right? I read that there were like 500 applicants on the day that you day that you got interviewed, and you were one of the 3 that got picked. What did they see? What did they see in you? It was like,
come again?
What did they see in you, bro?
You know, let me just like basically tell you the story because the story behind it was kind of funny because I was with Lawi. You know Lawi, right? You know.
Yeah, of course.
Now you know Lawi. You know, we go way back. You know, I was with Lawi that time. He was the one that actually encouraged me to go to the auditions. He was going to the auditions. I was going to the Real Elements show at French Culture Center, right? So I diverted. Basically, I was like, let me just go with you to this audition and check it out. And we were we were lucky to be one of the people at the end because there was so many people. It was the whole day. The auditions took the whole day. So we were in line with people at the end, you know. And basically, for me, I think what worked was basically maybe the confidence and also, I guess, just being yourself. You know, it's really tricky when we started with the radio. They were always emphasizing when we were doing the demos, just be yourself, because a lot of people were doing the presentation like maybe they're doing a rap show or a rap song or something, or rapping or something like that. So they kept saying, no, just be yourself, be yourself. No one actually knew what that meant. You know, what do you mean, be yourself? I'm trying, you know. But I think it was basically like that whole being yourself part of it, whereby your character, you know, your personality. You know, because I mean, there can be a lot of people that can do it, but what is it that you can add to the situation, you know, to the scenario? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like hard for yourself to actually pinpoint what it is, you know, because you always get that kind of question, oh, what is it? You know, because you're yourself all the time, so it's hard to pinpoint the actual answer for this. You know what I'm saying? But it's obviously other people who see something in you. You know, and then you just like trust it, like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, I'll just be myself. You know, yeah, man.
So it was more about originality, not like going there looking fake and everything. They just wanted you to be you, go inside and just be you, not try to be somebody else.
I would agree with that. A lot of people really find it hard to be themselves in situations like that. They're obviously looking up to be like someone else that's there already, or someone else that's done it before. So you don't really get that whole new character coming from someone, you know, their originality, like you're saying.
It's easy to see through them, you know what I mean? As a judge,
right? You can see like, oh, that guy is trying to be like so and so.
So, Lomwe, what was the recruitment process like? What was it like? What the recruitment process for that? What did you have to
the process was kind of hectic, you know. A lot of people saw the finished product, to be honest, like, because it took six months of like, you know, like working on demos and basically working like on a probation period. There was a lot of times when people were getting cut. It was actually 6 people that got chosen, So it was only three that actually made it as presenters. The other three became producers. You know, you might remember them like the likes of Priscilla, C4, and then later on, I think they obviously developed more and got a chance to be, you know, presenters. But it was three guys, and basically some of us were actually sleeping at that place. You know what I'm saying? Doing these demos. You know, like people don't know about the behind the scenes. I'm telling you, man, people were leaving that place early in the morning after recording demos. They'll be threats. They'll be threats like, you know, like somebody's gonna get cut. You know, not all of you are gonna make it. So there was always that pressure. So basically, we were busy recording these demos, man, in the production room, trying to get it right, trying to find a way of being yourself. Because every time we record these demos, the you know, like Felix, you know, who was the program manager, will run through them, and then he'll give us the drill and tell us all like, you got to do them again, you got to do them again, you got to do them again. So yeah, man, it took about 6 months before we actually got on air. And then we're all like given, you know, roles to play, the shows that we're gonna go and do, you know. And everybody wanted to do the hip hop drill, you know. Everybody wanted to do the cool show at the weekend, you know.
True.
And there was only one show on the weekend, so nobody wanted to do like, you know, like trust me, like everybody was dodging like shows like Chijewa or like, you know, Music Avenue. Like everybody thought that would be a punishment, but in the end it was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Before we carry on, I'll just show you the comments real quick, getting a bit of love, man. So Hazy Rain says, "What's good?" We've got Robert Mlota. What's up, Robert? He says government names.
Yeah, he wants a government name. Everybody wants a government name, man.
Nah. Then we got Hazy Rain again with the fire emojis. We got what's good, Lomwe 265.
I see that.
Hazy Rain again says, "Did you have a girlfriend at the time? If yes, did the relationship remain after you got back?" Okay. That's the question, though. That is the question.
Going personal.
I think it's basically, what is it? It's about Big Brother, right?
I think
I say that's definitely about Big Brother.
Which time did I have?
The time you were going in.
So Hazy Rain, you're gonna have to rephrase that question, bro. Is it Big Brother or is
the time I was starting at the radio?
Yeah.
No. Well, that was later, actually. Let me correct myself. No. I was single, man. I was single that time, you know, basically. Yeah, man. I was single. And I think like that was the same time when all of us were looking for something to do. Like it was like a gap year. I remember it was a gap year, and was trying to pinpoint something to do, you know. I had been just, you know, trying to see, like, should I do some music? And I think I was also like trying to see if I can do the entrance exams for UNIMA, you know. No. That was the period. And then there was a gap year. Yeah. And then came the auditions. So there wasn't really anything going on. In fact, to be honest, I don't think I would have done that, actually, had it not been for those auditions. You know, at that time, I hadn't pinpointed exactly what I wanted to do, you know? So, yeah. So I just took it seriously. After those auditions went well, I was like, you know what? This is actually something that I could do, you know? It seems like I could be good at this. And it was aligned with, you know, entertainment and music. It was something that I was already like into. Back in high school, I was the entertainment prefect, you know? So it aligned. I was like, man, this seems like it's a natural thing. It's kind of easy, and I'm enjoying it. So I was like, let me roll with it, man. They're gonna pay me to do this and have fun. What?
Why not?
Yeah, man.
Might as well.
That is good, man.
Are you still doing music currently at the moment? Yeah.
Yeah. I think the music thing is always like on the side because it's something that you can always get to, you know. Yeah. But end of the day, you know, it comes to the paying the bills.
Yeah, true.
End of the day, it comes to the paying the bills. But I mean, the music thing is always something that I also like ended up taking it more seriously later on, you know, because I branched out after I got to the radio station, and then, you know, I just filled up the time with the production room. The production room was free, and I was like, you know what, a lot of musicians are bringing their music, but I'm thinking like I can get to this. I can do this as well. I mean, I did a couple of songs before the radio. I didn't really push it that much then, but then the opportunity came at FM 101. There was the microphone was always available there, you know, in the spare time. So I was like recording in between shows. You know, you won't believe it. I did the mixtape in between the radio shows. So at lunchtime, you know, I would be there in the production room and do a verse. And then maybe after the show, you know, I'll stay there at 101 and then probably do a few verses.
Wow.
But you did
sounds hectic, man.
Yeah.
I can say no word of a lie. I don't think Nyaukila, you were doing it in between, because that was proper, that was nice stuff. Cindy Gujoga said in Piera. Even the intro.
You have a fanboy here.
You could tell.
Even the intro itself. You can tell, man.
No doubt. That was a moment. I would say. You know, that was a moment. I don't think it's something that can be repeated, because the feeling is not something that can be recaptured. You know. So that was what was happening in that moment. It was also, you know, like connected to everything else that I was doing around all of that. You know, the hustling of trying to establish your name as a DJ, trying to get to the peak of that, and everything else around that is what made that moment as well. You know, as young people that time, you're trying to make a name for yourself. For everything you touch, you make sure that you burn that.
Sound, man. We've got a question from Sharon Kamanga. Hello, Sharon. Thank you for joining. So the question was, which year did you start radio? That is the question. Which year did you start radio? So which year did you become a radio DJ or a radio personality?
Oh, that was like 2006.
Oof, that's way back.
So, yeah, basically you could say like about what, 7 years. Yeah. If you count it to Big Brother, that was basically when I took the long break with broadcasting. But yeah, 2006. That's when it was official. Got a prime time show. That's when I started doing the Music Avenue.
Oh, okay.
And then you know, branched out into other shows as well later on.
Patrick didn't even have a beard at that time, Patrick.
Oh my God!
Out of interest, Roman, before these guys continue draining you with all these questions, are you still doing DJing right now in South Africa? Are you still active, or you've retired?
Yeah. No, I'm still doing that. I basically wanted to bring it back to the beginning in terms of like how I was doing things, you know, back that side in Malawi, because basically the radio was the foundation for everything else. You know, everything else was just like branching out into like DJing or the music and all of that, but it was all from the foundation of radio presenting. So out here, just before the lockdown, because as you know, there's like level 4 lockdown here. Introduced a show called The Catch Up. Wow. Yeah. So a lot of things are closed. You know, it's only now that other places are reopening, but a lot of establishments are closed, including the one that I was doing the radio show at a station called Caxton Radio. Basically, it's at Emperor's Palace. It's one of the biggest tourism attractions. It's a big casino. They have several of these big casinos in SA. So this one is the one that's in one of them. It's one of them that's in Joburg. You know, it's close to the airport or at Tambo. So I introduced the show called The Catch Up. That's the one that I was doing for the past couple of months. So the broadcasting thing is for life. You know, I think broadcasting is always going to be there. People communicating is always going to be there, so long as there's people. So I'm taking The Catch Up to another platform quite shortly, actually. So let me take this opportunity to actually mention that right now.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Honestly, this is
no doubt. But you know, the DJ thing is definitely coming into play, because just to take that moment as well, I'm working with a new hustle. It's called X Sounds. So this is like an events company. You know, it's a sound company. So basically, that was about to kick off before they locked it down again for us. So I'm,
Wow.
I'm just waiting for that. But definitely the DJing thing is gonna be popping. I really want to do it differently this time. So there's gonna be like, you know, some parties and things like that. But I'm gonna be
Yeah.
covering it, you know, on camera and just making these little spin-offs, you know.
That's good. That's good because a lot of
Yeah,
people now on social media, so they like to see stuff like that. You know. Yeah, it's good.
no
Go
doubt.
on.
That's
By the
that's
way,
what it's really
guys,
all about nowadays.
by the way, guys who are here joining us at 5Roundz, as we say, we have got Lomwe. Remember to subscribe, like, and share, and
Yeah,
put up a
man.
comment. Make sure you do that. You know, we're gonna have a few of Lomwe's links down on our bio too. Let's go.
Yeah, man. So yeah, smash a like if you're liking the show so far. Smash a like for Lomwe, man. He's taking his time out of his busy schedule to you know, to give us a few of his stories and experiences and stuff like that. I'm just gonna get back to the comments, Lomwe. Okay, so we have Sharon who said, "What are you doing now?" I think you mentioned that you're working at the radio station, that you're working at the one in the casino. We've got, again, Sharon asked the question. She's like a big fan of something, bro. She says, do you DJ with DJ Bright? Because we see you with him in 4Ways DJ. With what? I
Yeah.
don't, yeah. So I think
Yeah. I was DJing at his party,
Somebody
man.
know
Bright
you.
C.
yeah,
Bright C. Yeah. I was at his
Okay.
party, you know, like I was hosting his party for his one of his son. I don't know how many kids he's got. I'm not gonna say like all the details. You know,
Don't expose
yeah.
the man.
That's what I know.
Don't
So
do
we're
that
at the
to the
party, man. I
Alright,
DJ
cool.
for his party. And big up to him, man. You know, always about pushing the guys out here as well that are from back home. You know, they're pushing the flag
That's
and
good.
everything. So whenever they call, I'm like, yeah, man, where is it at? You know, holla at your boy. So yeah,
That's
we
good.
were DJing together. And I think there's something else that's gonna be going down pretty soon that he's gonna be up to. So I'll be supporting him with that as well. You know, so just waiting for that. You know, after this lockdown and I think there's going to be a whole lot of these gigs. Hey, so everybody is hungry for that right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, shout out to Bright C. He's definitely pushing things. You know,
See, that's good,
big
man.
up.
That's good. Next question, bro. So, you did mention that you started. Did you start the hip hop drill? Or did you find it? Did you find it, or did you? Basically, how did the hip hop drill come around? Was it because of you or stuff like that?
I remember that. You mean the hip hop drill?
Yeah, the hip hop drill on 101 Power.
Oh yeah. I was always a big fan of that, right? You know, when I was in at boarding school that time, I would always like, you know, record, you know, the cassette tapes of the shows and then go and listen to it that side, you know, because hey, she weren't allowed like some of these electronics that side, but I always managed to, you know, to like sneak in like a Walkman. That was the vibes that time. So I would record the shows on FM 101, and I was always a fan. That was DJ Gwyn's back that time. So you know, became from a fan. I think he played my first song. Actually, he played my first song on FM 101. So it was kind of crazy that I ended up on his show, you know, after he left. So yeah, I mean, after I got to do the Music Avenue, the hip hop drill was the weekend show. I was like, you know, co-hosting that and ended up like, you know, hosting that. I think it was just out of the enthusiasm and also like the fact that before that it was mainly international music. So for me, it was like how you gonna contribute and change the scenario. And for me, it was by going to the studios and collecting, you know, the music that's popping. I knew that, you know, like, for example, like the Daredevils, I was the first person to play their music on radio. I was listening to their mixtape at their studio, and I was like, I heard one track, and I was like, that's the one, you know, that's the song, you know.
Good.
So I took that to the station. So I would always pick out like, you know, like songs from the studios from these guys that are worthy of being played back to back with international songs. Yeah. And that way, I think it improved the quality because people were competing to get on because they thought that, okay, now if he's playing those guys' music, maybe he can play our music. So now everybody wanted to improve their skills and upgrade their skills. So that's how we ended up like, you know, like now you got the drill. You're playing almost like half of the show. You're playing, you know, Malawian hip hop music, you know, and then I'll get some hip hop music from surrounding countries like Zambia, You know, there was a couple of guys from Zambia and other places, man. So I've been resourceful with the internet that was just coming in as well. So I was internet savvy. I was downloading like a maniac.
That's good.
Hey, man.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, nah, hey, bro. So we're gonna move to the next category, which is the music side of it, right? So you being the artist. I just pick up something that you had an interview with DJ Case Max, right, last year.
Yeah.
So I picked up a few things that you said on that interview. Basically, you said I'm not a rapper. I unwrap rappers. Rappers are pretenders. I said, wait a minute. Can you explain what you're trying to say, Lomwe? Because I thought you were a rapper as well.
I almost broke into a freestyle right there. You know, like I was referring to the situation with, Big Brother, right? Basically, people didn't know. Like, okay, they knew me as a radio guy. They didn't know that I do music as well. So, with the freestyle after that, then they knew, because before that they only knew the other guy, Zeus, right, as a rapper. That's what he came into the show as, So that's what I was referring to, the fact that my identity is not like a rapper, because basically you're trying to explain yourself. For me, it's just something that you do. Rapping is something that you do. I wouldn't label myself as a rapper. That's the hat that I'm gonna wear all the time. But if I have to rap, then I will. So that's what I meant by unwrapping rappers, because basically, if you think about it, it's like you're rapping backwards.
Yeah. In that interview, you sort of name dropped Zeus as well. You were like, "Look, I unwrap rappers. Zeus knows," and you went on to watch the beef, and then you sort of analyzed how you broke him apart, and to be honest, I was like, I want to know what you meant by unwrapping rappers.
I said, listen, if you listen to Young Killer, you know what it means when you say unwrapping rappers. That's unwrapping a rapper.
Oh my God.
Exactly. You see, you wrapped up, and now unwrap that, But basically, that's what it was. I mean, that's what really happened with that situation. The thing that I had going for me was the element of surprise, because nobody was expecting that. So that's basically what I had going for me, and I knew that's what I've got going for me. I'm going to surprise the guy, So I was playing a bit like, basically dumbing it down, and that way everybody always gets surprised. The impact is different, than telling everybody that, I'm a rapper, I'm going in, and then they know that, they're expecting something. But obviously the element of surprise was there, and obviously he didn't expect that, so that's why he started panicking. That's what I said, like, in the interview, I said that you saw the reaction after that. He was like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. I need to pull up my socks with this guy.
I hear you, man.
Can I ask something? Because this is I might sound okay. I wasn't around during that time, so I'm gonna be asking you from an angle of somebody who
he was in
apologies.
Russia.
Yeah, I never heard any of that, but I could hear it from far. That is what's happening. Did the guy ever respond? And if so, did you ever meet him after that? And did he ever speak to you face to face? Say that, maybe, brother, you did me wrong.
Who's that?
Tigering.
Nah. We never. I mean, we just saw each other from a distance. I remember when I organized like the guys to come for Lake of Stars. Shout out to the ministry and the government. They showed some support, so they gave me some tickets. The Air Malawi guys, they gave me tickets to invite the guys to Lake of Stars, and the Ministry of Tourism, they gave accommodation at Club Max. So I organized that like a tourism ambassador, a tourist guide. So they came through, and I saw him from a distance, but I was obviously busy with what I was doing. I was hosting those guys, so I could see like, okay, there's the guy or whatever, but
no
I was
awkward
busy with
moments.
hosting, me and Zeus had a performance on Lake of Stars. We performed, like, the good thing about the whole thing, I used it as something to connect and take it further, because for me, Big Brother was just like a platform. I knew that, you can use it and go to all of these countries, connect with these guys. So we did the Lake of Stars. I could see the guy was there. And then I had the Double Wowza weekend, which I organized, as well as another weekend event. And I remember we were rehearsing there, for one of the Sunday shows. We're gonna do a live session with live instruments. And I remember that he came to the rehearsals, like he came through just to see one of the guys, Theo Thompson. But obviously, it was kind of funny that person would turn up to the rehearsals, like trying to talk to the guys that I'm working with. I always found that funny, man.
Awkward, you know what I mean?
I always found that funny, man.
Did you perform "Run the City" that night? Then, yeah.
You say?
Did you perform? Did you perform "We Run This City" that night? Did you?
Of course. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. For me, it's like I really like when I'm done with that situation, I'm on to the next. So I always find it funny when people think like, oh, I'm kind of like angry or mad or something. Like every time they listen to the music, they feel like that's exactly how I'm feeling right now or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's like, no, man. Why I did that whole mixtape like that was for that moment, and then I'm on to the next. Like I never even went back to it. Apart from, of course, the performances. Yeah, I performed the music, but for me, that was the moment, that was the feeling there. I didn't carry it with me after that to say like I'm still feeling like I'm mad at someone. Nah, man. I took it out onto the music, onto the wax, and that's it. And the feeling is like that on the music, So it's not like something that I carry with me. I left it on the music like that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, anytime when it's about the music, I'm straight gonna go up to 10 from 0 like that.
Catch them by surprise.
I hear you, man. Before Patrick asks you the next question, bro, I just read the comments real quick because you've had a lot of people coming in. So DJ G Music says, "Big up Lomwe, big up DJ Lomwe."
Shout out Dr. G.
Dr. G. Oh, sorry, Dr. G Music. Sorry for mispronunciation there.
Big up to that guy.
We got True City fans saying Mo Fire. I cannot read this person's name, so I'm not trying it. Joe says that's Lomwe, my guy. We got other celebrities in the building. DJ Drew Moyo is in the building.
That's my boy Drew, man. Shout out to my boy Drew.
101 Power is in the building. What's going on here, man?
That's what's up. Shout out to the man. He's in Europe right now holding it down.
DJ Drew out in Norway, man. He says Drew is like so what he says here is Koma Mafusa. He says, "Oh man, these questions," basically. That's what it says. And then we've got Robert saying, "Yo, serve Tay a cold plate." You know what I mean?
I get that.
Yeah, man. We got Jade. Hello, Jade. Jade says, "Hello, guys. Keep up the fire. Guys, smash a like if you're loving the interview, guys. All right. So, Patrick, take it away with the next question, please."
Wicked. One way, it's good. You like I said
before you give the question, just know in the end in Tonjani, you know that in a Fanta.
This guy is a hardcore fanboy. You know autograph.
Do you want to translate that as well, man? Come on now.
Yeah. So this line was, all of you guys are like Ntonjani. Ntonjani is basically our local brew of alcohol that is cooked.
Ntonjani.
It's like moonshine. like moonshine. Like moonshine.
Moonshine. Yeah.
And he said, I'm like Tonjan, and I'm like moonshine. All you guys are like Fanta.
Basically sweet, isn't it? So that's sweet.
Yeah. They're soft.
Shout out to the local brew. Shout out to the local brew, man.
Yeah, man.
Tonjan.
Come on. All right.
Okay, so what's the question?
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's just that as I said, I'm coming from a guy who was in Russia. So when these things were happening, I missed this exciting moment. But I just wanted to ask before we move on from this whole beef thing, how did it start? I want to know, how did this start?
Yeah, I think like everybody always wants to know that. They listen to the music, they be like, what did this guy do?
Oh Lord, what did he do?
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the situation was one of those whereby it's all about, acknowledgement. Creatives, you're all about getting the acknowledgement. It's not really about, most of the time, for the love and the passion. You want to get the acknowledgement. So here it is. Taps, Taps you know, Taps Bandawi. He comes from
Tapiwa.
England, right? He's coming from UK.
Yeah.
And at that time, actually, my boy Drew can testify. I was with my boy Drew there at 101. We used to always be doing the music with Theo Thompson, you know, after sessions and like after the shows and things. We just hang around there and just do some freestyles and some songs and things like that. We're all still like, you know, getting at that point whereby, excuse me, you know, it must be that COVID. But no, seriously, immune out here. But yeah, so we're all at 101, and Taps Bandawi is actually very good friends with the managing director. That's Theo's dad, you know, Mr. Thompson, Oscar Thompson. So he introduced me to Taps Bandawi, saying that, oh, this is a dope producer. He's a top producer. He's coming from England. He's been doing a lot of work there, and you guys should work with him. And they set up the studio there by Matalala Records, you know, which was supposed to be a branch of 101, you know, in terms of like media and TV and all of that. So me and Drew were actually assigned to be part of that with Taps as the producer. So Taps is working there and setting up beats. And then, you know, one day we're chilling with him, gave me a CD, you know, with some beats. I think there was like four beats. And he was like, you should do something, man. Here's some beats. See if you can pick one out and get some work. So I did do that. You know, when I came back to him, I gave him like the whole like, you know, the whole lineup. I chose one of the beats and the whole concept. The concept was, you know, focus on Africa, you know, with the whole play on the BBC. Because I was like, you know, why not have it from an African point of view? It's the British broadcasting, but this time have it from an African, you know. So I called the song Focus on Africa. Recorded like most of it. I got the guy for the chorus that was Mpaso Chikaripo that time, you know. I got him to do the hook. I'm like, yo, I need you for the hook because I know what he does. He does like the dancehall vibes. Yeah. So he did the hook. I was unfortunately in a situation whereby I'm working for the station as well. So I had to take it by bits. I came back the next day to finish off the beat. The beat was pretty much done, and everything was just that was my verse. So I come back the next day, and Taps is telling me, "Oh, you wouldn't guess who was here? Oh, Tay was here, and he loved the beat. He loves the beat. You know, he's loving the song, whatever. So he did a freestyle on it." But we know we're not gonna use it anyway. But just to let you know, and at this time, we were like, you know, we were good friends, like in terms of like professional, because me and Drew were playing his music at FM 101. You know, we were the ones promoting his music to the point that even the owner was wondering what's going on because we were pushing it a lot. He had just come back from Botswana that time, you know, so we introduced his music to the Malawian crowd on our shows. So he tells me, the guy was here, he did the freestyle, but we're not gonna use that. So yeah, I'm not there to record the verse yet. So I leave, you know, and next day I'm finishing my show. I'm in the production room, right? Antonio Friday is on the radio. I'm in the production room. I'm putting on the radio to listen what's on air right now. You know, now I'm hearing Antonio Friday say, "Oh, a brand new beat from our international producer Taps Bandawi with Tate Green and Paso Chikalipo. It's called Focus Africa." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up. You know what I'm saying?
He took the guy for the hook too. He took the hook guy too.
All he did was put his verse there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. What's going on here? And then, you know, like maybe like 30 minutes later, after the song was played and premiered, Taps Bandawi, he calls me on the phone saying, you know, like, sorry, man, you know, all apologizing about it. You know, we're gonna do remixes because I thought about just making this song like, you know, like an anthem with different people on it. So it's gonna be like, you know, gonna have remixes, you know, and all of that. And I'm like, like I don't play like that. So I mean, I did the Rumours of War the same day. Like, yeah. I had those like instrumentals lined up like in the production room. So luckily that was the same time I was already in the production room. So I just I just went through the beats, man, and I was like, here it is. And I put the 3 verses on Rumours of War. I think that took it took less than an hour to record that, in the production room there, and then the rest is history because then I gave it to the same DJs to play it, you know what I'm saying? So that's that. Yeah, so that's how that happened. I mean, for me, I didn't even get a call. I didn't even get a call from the guy. I mean, I would have respected it if the person called me to say, like, you know what, I want to get some action on this song. I don't mind. If you want to use the composition, holla at me. At least it would tell me that, oh, you like the composition. All right, cool. I'll let you work with it so long as you do something for me. You know what I'm saying? Or say like some credit to say like, oh, the song was composed by so and so, because the song was even taken to the BBC. He had the song played on the BBC, like international and all of that. And they're saying, oh, this is a song from Malawi. Why? And the guy, he was riding the wave with it, not acknowledging the composer. I mean, I give it up to Taps because he called me about it and, to let me know and things like that. But after that, I never got any communication from the guy, So I thought that was a little bit disrespectful. And
not even a little bit, bro. That's major, man.
That's why Rumours of War came out. That's why Rumours of War came out.
A lot of people don't really know the story. I wasn't gonna really like get on the mixtape and start explaining things like that. Nah, man, he knows. So that's it. If he's gonna tell people and explain to them what happened, what he did, that's up to them. That's up to him. But that's how it went down.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So that's how it is.
Oh man, that's mad. I'll just read the comments real quick, and and then we'll wrap up the music questions. All right, cool. So all
right, let's wrap it up.
We've got Sharon going. If you went back to Malawi, which radio would you look up to? I think what she's trying to say is, have you got your ear on the ground to the radio scene in Malawi, and which ones do you think are doing pretty good from the time that you left, basically?
Because like I'm not sure like what's going on with the broadcasting now, because I heard that FM 101 was off air for some time, so I'm not sure like like what's popping with that. But I'm always like I'm always acknowledging the roots, the source where it all started. FM 101 is definitely the home ground, but I'm looking forward to like like other places, and the innovation is really what I look up to. So I'm trying to figure out which is which. I've heard about some of the stations. I've heard about, other stations like Times Radio and what else is out there? But there's a couple. I've got an app that's got some stations in Malawi, So I'm trying to see like, what's really new, what's fresh, what's creative, what are people really creating that's gonna be different from what's been done before, Not just people being excited by being on radio. I'm looking like innovation. Like, is anybody out there really like pushing it to the next level? Like, is anybody doing the podcasts? Is anybody putting the cameras in the studio and things like that? Creativity for me is really the currency that I respect. So I'm still yet to see really, because like when I go on the app and I listen to these different stations, it's really pretty much the same. I haven't really heard something that's really like, whoa, outstanding, or a presenter out there is dropping something that's like different from other presenters, So I'm still looking for that. But I'm sure that I would hear about it if it really was on another level. Let's say like the way you guys are doing the 5Roundz podcast, that's innovation. That's innovation. That's something that I respect, because it's different. Cheers. I respect different.
Thank you.
Yeah,
because we also like looking into an angle like what are Malawians not doing that we can do?
Exactly.
What I mean?
We can do better.
And we're different parts of the world. We don't have to be in one place, but we can still chat,
exactly
bring content, and we have like times where we have our Saturdays where we just bring on guests and everything, talk to them about their life, trying to help bring up artists doesn't have to be music in general.
Exactly.
It can be like a poetry or anything like that, just to talk about them, help each other grow. You know what I mean? It's not only about us.
I like that.
And
I like that.
and we
Because
have
I mean, it's a powerful
yeah.
platform. People don't know how much you can do with this, but at the same time, I mean, we're living in a world whereby it's being run by technology. So you got to be able to find ways to align yourself and your craft with the latest technology. You know, otherwise you're just going to be left behind. And then, you know, nowadays, as you can see, things are moving fast. And with lockdowns out here, you know, that's what it is.
Our podcast, we mostly also want to be engaging with our viewers. You know what I mean? We should be able to talk. You know, most podcasts, they just talk without reading comments and then asking getting questions from viewers personal.
Like that.
Yeah, so
I like that.
If
I like that.
we want to be
like
talking, letting them all give us a topic, what you want to talk about, and then we talk about it and stuff. So we want to engage more. So this is something
That's
that
great.
we working.
That's what it's all about.
Every week.
It's really all about, you know, the engagement with the listeners, because they make you. End of the day, that's something that I learned, you know, with the media platform. You know, a lot of guys make the mistake of like trying to, you know, be bigger than the people that put them there. But at the end of the day, you know, it's all about the listeners. You know,
if they don't like you, then you don't grow. You know what I mean?
That's
exactly.
Right.
Otherwise, you'd be doing a show, you know, to yourself, you know, in the mirror, right? You know, so what's the point?
No, it starts like that, man. The show starts like that. You looking at a mirror, then it's you looking at fans, bro. You know, yeah, man. So Drew, yeah, man, no problem. Drew actually vouched for you, bro. He said, "Look, true story. A second Lomwe." So for your story about he vouched.
He knows best. I mean, we go back a long way, man. I mean, we go back a long way. It was crazy the times that we had at 101. You know, it was basically working for like. Basically, the work experience is priceless, and there were believable things that we would do, you know, to get things done, to get that kind of, you know, level on FM 101, to keep it and maintain it. You know, we'll do whatever it takes. So it's crazy the type of things that we had to do and maintain that kind of level of professionalism. You know, so yeah, man. No, big up to Drew, and it's the passion. It's the passion. End of the day, I learned a lot. In fact, when it comes to the mixing, let me hit him up with that. When it comes to the mixing, that's something that I learned from DJ Drew. You know, because I was always wanting to learn something from whoever is around me or whoever I'm with. So that's why I always stuck around that guy when he's doing his show, the illest vibes. On a Friday, I was always there. Like, are you gonna let me mix, man? Are you gonna let me mix? So, big up to Drew.
Big up to Drew,
he
man.
hit me up with a chance, and yeah, man, it was crazy the types of mixes that were going down on a Friday.
Old tight DJ Drew, man. Big up DJ Drew.
Respect to you too.
So yeah, I just read the comments. 2 seconds. I just read the comments real
before I ask him.
Yeah, man. So I've got Karen here, Karen Kamanga, saying, "What's up with SADC radio?" I don't know what she's saying. No.
Yeah. No, I don't know where she got the information from. Yeah, that's something
she knows. She's inside out.
Seems to know stuff about you, man.
Wow. You know, Sadiq Radio, I haven't really put it out there yet. It's something that's in the pipeline. And like I said, I'm working with a new platform that I'm gonna put the show called The Catch Up that I was hosting at Emperor's Palace on Caxton Radio, on Sadiq Radio. Sadiq Radio is exactly what it stands for, the abbreviation. You know, it's representing a couple of countries in the southern side of Africa. You know, so basically it's Pan-African, and I'm basically gonna introduce myself to that platform. I'll be doing a daily show, afternoon 3 to 6, and then I'm bringing the catch up on a weekend as well. On a Saturday from 3 to 6 as well. So you got it first.
He got it.
Yo, send the deets, man. Send the deets. I'll finish up the comments real quick, and then Fred's gonna ask you another question, Lo. All right. We got Lulu. Lulu Austin says, "Feel you, Lomwe." Again, Drew, man, giving you support. We've got Jesus saying MP left. Fire emojis, bro. I mean, there's a lot going on in the chat, honestly. We've got, so Lulu Austin says, "I cannot pronounce that place.
Is that Nottingham? Watching live from Nottingham.
North Riding is actually
Riding,
close to where I am right now.
South Africa.
Ah,
Yeah.
very
So
good.
North Riding, feel you, gents. Lulu, thank you very much. We appreciate that. So next question, Fred, carry on.
So I'm just gonna get back to the music side of the interview. Like, have you are you keeping an eye on any Malawians out there? Like, any Malawian artists you're impressed with at the moment?
Yeah. I have been checking out some of the guys, like some of the artists that are pushing. There's a few, man. I guess like the guys that you probably already know. There's the likes of Marseille, like the new guys that are pushing the envelope. But I've also given recognition to the guys that are doing like the international vibes in terms of like bringing the music across the border, because that's what I've always really gauged the levels on. If you can make something that people can listen to outside of Malawi, then that really shows the levels. Like the likes of Cow L, and also I mean shout out to Gwamba as well. I mean he made moves.
Yeah.
He made moves out here, and he was on one of the latest albums out here. One of the biggest rap artists out here, MT, and he's one of the few people to feature on that album. There's not a lot of people featuring on it. So I mean, big up to him and big up to Lawi as well. I know the journey that he's been on as well. He's doing great things out here. He took a different path. His music is on some other level, internationally. And,
Wow.
Yeah, man. But as far as on the local scene, I guess it's the guys that I've seen like ever since I left that time. The likes of, like I mentioned, like the likes of Marseille and his era, his generation. But you see, like I still got to give respect to the likes of Daredevils, for the work that they do. Contributing a lot as well to the scene, man. But yeah.
At the moment, as in, if you had to go back into Malawi, which artist would you look forward to doing at least a track or an album with at the moment?
It's got to be my brothers again. Once again, it's got to be my brothers from another mother, Daredevils, man. I just feel like it'll be crazy. It'll be crazy, like doing a mixtape with these guys, because usually, like, every time when I go to those guys in studios, then it's like it's like a freestyle session or type of vibes like that. Where when I recorded my stuff, I would always record it like like we should have like a mixtape together or something like that. So there'll be plenty of options. There's a lot of material that we even did that was like unreleased, that was like like basically unfinished, and just because I was always on the road and things. But that's definitely the first place I'll touch base. I'll touch base with the Daredevils, and like I said, I'll touch base with the likes of Marseille, and I would have to I'd have to chill and check out who else is pushing those type of vibes, because me, I'm all about like character in the music. You gotta have some kind of personality in the music. So apart from being able to do the music, but it's gotta have some kind of character in it.
That's true.
Man.
Yeah.
So, Lomwe, we're gonna quickly ask you the next few questions, bro. We can't let you leave without asking you questions about Big Brother, bro. You know what I mean? We have to. Come on. This was like one of the biggest moments of your career, your life, even. So I'm gonna let Patrick ask the first question about Big Brother. Patrick, take it away.
Again, Lomwe, apologies. I wasn't in Malawi, but believe it or not, I went back and looked at a few clips just to catch up and see how you did. You did very well. For me, I was impressed that you were fourth, one of the finalists. That's impressive, man. You did Malawi proud. I was going to just ask you. Yeah, no, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. I just wanted to ask you, what was the most challenging thing about being in the Big Brother house? Like, what was the most challenging thing?
The most challenging thing. I guess the most challenging thing was basically crossing that border whereby you gotta forget about who's watching. Otherwise, then you're just gonna be you know, you're just gonna be standing still like a statue, you know, because there was that whole psychology whereby when you're inside the house, there's those cameras, but then, you know, is there really like 50 something million people watching you right now? Are you gonna be yourself? You know, are you gonna be yourself? Because that was always still the challenging part. You know, as before, I think I wrote on the experience with radio. Like, you know, you're in a room with a microphone, but you're speaking to millions of people, and you know, you can't be shy about it. You just gotta be yourself. End of the day, you realize that everybody is human, and those people watching, they also want to see people being human. You know, they want to see, are these people really gonna be, you know, like just like us? You know, so end of the day, that was probably the most challenging thing, and at the end, it was the simplest thing to overcome because I had experience with that before. So it was really just like, you know, like looking at it like it's an illusion, really. You know, so getting over that is probably the biggest challenge. A lot of people will be putting on a front or maybe acting, you know, because you'll see that like after the show, then they're totally different. They're not that. They had to put in a lot of effort to always, you know, maintain that act. So it's really easy if you're just being yourself, you know.
Seeing, man, seeing.
Yeah, cool. That's cool, man. That's good.
Bro, listen, you know, when I read up on some of the things that have happened after Big Brother, bro, you were endorsed by the Malawi Ministry of Tourism as an ambassador, and together with UNDP as well, right? You were like a goodwill ambassador after you left BBA, basically.
Come again.
So I'll come again. So I read that you were endorsed by the Ministry of Tourism and UNDP, so United Nations Development Program, as their ambassador. I mean, these are just amongst the things that, you know, happened in your life after you left the house, right? I wanted to ask you a question. How does it compare being Lomwe the DJ and now being Lomwe the celebrity? You know, the guy that's been on TV and all of that. What is the difference, and what rules have you kept throughout your life?
It was kind of hectic. It was hectic in terms of dealing with like being out of the house, and then you're back in, you know, the world with the rest of the people. You know, I guess it's why like after the show, like a lot of people, well, all of us, we had to have like a session with a therapist, you know, just to make sure that you can make that transition. You know, because obviously that whole level of fame is on a different level. But like I said, for me, it was a little bit different because of having the exposure before. But obviously now it is all about, you know, representing in different places, you know, like apart from nationally, but internationally, and doing different things. And at this point, for me, it was a new experience in terms of not having a manager or a management team, you know, so it was a new experience for me. I had to like figure things out along the way. Like, okay, this is a new scenario that you're dealing with. You know, let's say like the UN. Now you're representing the United Nations, you know, Development Fund and things like that. So there was like things like politics. You're dealing with government, and the Minister of Tourism is definitely hollering at you. And at one point, I remember when I wanted to invite those guys for the Lake of Stars, I was like trying to invite them even on my own in terms of using my own funds. But then like the people at the Ministry of Tourism were like, "Nah, man, don't worry, we're gonna hook this up. We're gonna hold this down and all of that." So
good, man.
there was a lot of experience in terms of like how to do things differently, which I'd never done. You know.
That's sweet, man. That's gold for people that are on the other side looking to become celebrities or become whatever they want to become. That's gold, learn. What I've taken from that is listen and learn, learn the lessons and conduct yourself well.
Lomwe.
Next question.
Before I ask you a question, I'll always be telling you a line out of your song, okay? Look what I throw up, all I see is rappers. Okay? No, before I ask a question, I'm gonna be giving you a line. So my question is, what happened to this? What happened You and this girl right there, honey.
How did it go?
Where did we go? How did it go? Where did it go from Big Brother? Was there anything? Was there contact?
Afterwards.
Yeah. Because before you go and answer, right? Like I remember watching Big Brother, right? And Lomwe was right there. And Lomwe is a boy. Honey was the hottest of the time of the whole that Big Brother. She was a good-looking girl, and it was you that she was tied up to. So where did it go? What happened? What's the story?
I could say that, you know, I guess it's distance. It's distance mixed with like everybody is pursuing different things. You know, you got to basically everybody is trying to make the most of it. You know, after that, you know, everybody's everywhere in different places. So that's probably why a lot of times you see that these things like after the show, they never really like, you know, work out. I mean, it was much more ideal in that kind of scenario, in that situation. But after the show, everybody's chasing something else. You know, I'm busy chasing something else. There's other places you've got to go, like, you know, other countries, and you're doing all of that. So the other person is also pursuing something else. So one has to be, you know, either it's a balance. It's a balancing act, or one overwhelms the other. So for me, my mind was still on, you got to go chase, you know, what you're trying to achieve at the same time. So that wasn't my main achievement. My main achievement wasn't honey. Come on, guys.
Hey, but that was one of the,
you know what I'm saying?
Make no mistake, that was one of the achievements. That girl was fine, man. What you talking about?
No doubt. No, the finest. I could say that. I could say the finest in the house. I could say that, you know. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I really did want to create a situation whereby there would be like a reunion, you know, at that time. When I was doing the Lake of Stars, I pushed out to everybody. It was just that I think the logistics weren't great for everyone, you know, to be able to show up. But yeah, she did want to come through to Lake of Stars that time. So who knows, man? Maybe I would have made her stay. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Cool, man. Before Fred asks you the final question, I'm just gonna read the comments one more time.
All right, cool.
So you can see the love from the fans that you know have pulled up for you, bro. Yeah. So we've got Chidamba Melody is waving. Obviously, we've got Lulu again saying Valentine under Lulu. I don't know what that means, bro. You know, and then we've got Jesus saying empty left. Yeah, and that's pretty much all the comments. Fred, if you want to take it away with the last question, please, boss.
As just for the viewers here, like you know, how we have gone through the pandemic and everything, you know, not a lot of things are going on and stuff. And you did mention about you want to start doing podcasts like in the studio and stuff. So what is 2021 looking like for you right now and end of December?
Yeah. 2021. It started off with like, you know, a big kick, you know. Basically, like I said, I was getting active again in terms of like my whole rotation, you know, broadcasting, the DJing and the music. So I had it all set, you know, with the radio show, the catch up, and then with the DJing, I've got the X Sounds sound company going, you know, and then also the DJing with the rotation. So that started to kick off. So basically everything is pretty much on standby, but it's behind the scenes that everything is going on still, because you can't really wait for things to just like change all the time, because I think like we're living in a time whereby you might have to get used to this. It's gonna probably be happening, you know, every now and then. So you have to find ways to adapt. So right now it's about adapting. So definitely working on the podcast scene, you know, moving the radio to the podcast scene, the online scene, and all of that. Even the DJing. The X Sounds is gonna be a platform whereby there'll be events. Apart from events, there'll also be whereby X-Sounds would be a platform in terms of like DJing and the channel on its own in terms of online presence. So I'm looking to even, provide a platform for other DJs, to come through and DJ on X-Sounds, so I'm going to provide that space. For me, it's just building these platforms, so the next thing, like you said, Static Radio, that's next. So Static Radio is also is going to be /TV, so it'll be simultaneous, so it'll be radio and TV. So I'll be looking to develop that space as well. And yeah, man, I just saw the message there. Shout out to Douglas in the US. All right, yeah, all right. So 2021 is all about that, man. It's all about being active. You can't really sit still just because of these lockdowns. So we're trying to find different angles around it.
Especially now that everything is on the internet now, as in it's either you can just stay home and do nothing or just be active on social media. You take advantage, because a lot of people are home just on the internet. So capture them there, like you said, doing the DJ and stuff. People are looking for entertainment and stuff. So you can get a lot of views, you know what I mean? It's simply just like that. And we have TikTok there. If you put your DJ stuff there, instant
that's exactly
blow up,
what
you know
it
what I mean?
is.
So which is good.
That's the angle. That's exactly what it is.
I'm loving it,
man. I'm looking forward to being on 5Roundz. Quite often in the near future. We'll see what we can do.
Always welcome, man.
No, you're always welcome, man. You're always welcome.
Let us know when you're dropping an album. We'll bring you back here. We'll talk about it.
No doubt.
Man. So I'm gonna let Ovita take us out of the show. So Ovita, if you want to wrap up, give us the outro and let's get out of here, man.
Ganja.
Send this guy.
I'm doing the outro. Who's doing the outro?
He's doing that. You know what? No, actually, no. Do the outro, bro. Do the outro.
Let me do the outro, man.
Come on.
Go ahead.
It's different, man. It's different. No, it's been yours truly, taking over the 5Roundz podcast live from the UK, with 130. All right. Patrick out there, Freddie. All right. And I gotta get that right.
Too nice.
Too nice. What do what it does. I see your biggest.
And yours truly, Lomwe. Okay. Nyao Killer.
No,
Right. Oh my God.
We out here.
See you later, man.
guys.